when we decide that we want something and we decide that we're willing to put in the work to achieve a certain thing, whatever that is, okay? Adversity is something that is going to happen during that process. And the degree of the adversity is obviously going to vary depending on what it is that you're working towards. But there will be adversity. When I start something new, I experience like temporary defeat, you can call it whatever you want, temporary defeat, adversity, contrast on a regular basis. As I'm learning new things, as I'm adapting and adjusting myself to becoming that person, to achieving that thing. Now, your attitude during the adversity is going to be the most important thing. We want to make sure that we don't mistake adversity for failure. Okay, we don't want to make mistaken temporary defeat for failure. And I actually went and looked up the words adversity and failure. And this is what I found. So adversity is a difficult or unpleasant situation. That's adversity from the dictionary. A difficult or unpleasant situation. Failure is a lack of success. That's failure. Now, you cannot possibly be a failure unless you decide to give up and stop. That's the only time you can be a failure. Temporary defeat or adversity is often a blessing in disguise. That's what I've found. And the reason why I say it's a blessing in disguise is because there's always a lesson in that adversity that will help you get to wherever it is that you want to go. It's there to redirect you along another path or course correct you. Okay, and this is the way I think of it. So you start off here, this is you at the start, and this is where you want to go. That's the goal. In order for you to get there, you have to become a certain person. You have to develop certain characteristics. You have to, there is a becoming process. Okay, we're all familiar with that. Neville Goddard says there is a bridge of incidents that must take place in order for you to get from where you are to where you want to go. This is that bridge of incidents. And when we experience adversity or temporary defeat, that is absolutely necessary in order for us to become the person that we need to become, to learn the lessons that we need to learn, to develop the characteristics that we need to develop in order to get to where it is that we want to go. Necessary. And as shitty as they may be in the time, as difficult as they may be, as heartbreaking as they could be sometimes, they're necessary. And obviously, understanding what we understand and what we teach, we don't want to focus on adversity. Okay? We don't want to focus on adversity. We don't want to focus on those negative things or what we perceive to be negative. But we want to understand that things aren't always going to go our way. But ultimately, it is going our way. Do you see? We have to zoom out and see the bigger picture. Whereas when we're looking just with the microscope and looking at the present moment and seeing that things aren't going the way we want them to go, we can really get caught up in what's happening. But when we zoom out, when we take our perspective and we zoom out on a bigger picture, we say, hang on a sec, like, what is this in the bigger picture? How can this help me in the long run? Okay, what opportunity is there for me in this so to improve or get better so I can get in the direction that I'm going? So our focus is really important. Our focus will determine our attitude. If we're focused on the problem, it's going to be a lot harder. But if we're focused on the objective and where we're going, we're able to maneuver and, pivot, is probably the better word. We're able to pivot and keep course correcting along that way and that path to getting to where we want to go. Okay, constant course correction.